Welcome back to our at-home broadcast edition with the Real News Communications Network production staff. I'm Sarah Crilly and so excited to welcome back Josh Hart for another exciting episode here. You know, Josh, this reminds me of our Real News Live All Day series that I was just I think we're bringing it back today. I was just absolutely obsessed with going live and showing a behind-the-scenes tour within the beautiful walls of Real News PR. We are now all shelter in place at home, but that was a fun time where we were just going live all day, catching up with our clients that were coming in the doors and catching up with our team members. And it is just like, here we are now, the kind of next version of that, because we are kind of going live all day with some new software that our team is working on. We've been experimenting. We've been having a blast. Josh, what do you think?
I'm enjoying it. You know, I'm kind of getting to test out some new software for the first time, which is always fun for me. And now we're doing it live. So the added pressure of not having a total fail is super important to me.
It is. Speaking of total fails, you know, we are trying to carefully guide our clients through this time. We did have kind of a little mishap that we will apologize to our beloved Rachel Gaffney. We were, you know, kind of toying around with, okay, well, we're going to play with the lighting. And actually, Rachel, you're a little darkly lit here because she didn't have as many lights on in her house. It was dark and rainy. And so we guided her into her beautiful Rachel Gaffney kitchen because she's been doing a lot of cooking and baking segments. And all along, you know, Josh and I are guiding her through it. And poor Rachel. Okay, so Josh had advised, how about you stack your laptop a little higher with some cookbooks?
I have my laptop right now stacked up under some books. Normally foolproof. It is a good idea to try that.
I'm still holding on to. I felt so bad. So then the laptop drops live onto the floor, and Josh, not unapologetically Josh Hart fashion, has his sound effects at the ready. It was like, didn't skip a beat there. That is something that I'll ask Rachel permission. Hey, can we use this in notes? Just how to, you know, and nicely have your laptop up without it falling, which that had happened. I shared with you guys earlier. You know, Caleb had my laptop, and he was sitting on a chair, and he didn't think about it, resting on his lap and then sliding right down and crashing onto the floor.
Yeah.
Fortunately, some of these laptops are built very sturdy, and we're very, very happy for that. But anyways, without further ado, Josh, we have an exciting series here today with the Broadcasting Home Live edition, and we are going to welcome in, who do we have here from our production staff? Is Ashley still with us?
Ashley is right here. Hello, Ashley.
Hi. And we're having a blast kind of playing around with some of the lighting. You know, I'm going to take my glasses off because I do want to use this as an example for anybody that notices. If you have ring lights and you have glasses, you're going to have, do you guys see this effect? Mm-hmm. It's very distracting. I'm doing it on purpose. Oh, wow. Do you see that? You could purposely add that into your eyes. But lighting's a big deal when you are doing your broadcasts. And so working within your production team here with Real News, we are toying around with different rooms and the lighting. And so right now you've got kind of a different series here with us next to each other. We're also playing around with the headroom. So guys, let's try to match our headroom. This is something that we've been just absolutely obsessed with, is trying to like frame up where, you know, we're about the same distance from our, look, if we could we get shoulder to shoulder maybe with enough headroom? Ashley, it could look like we're like literally within the same, you're a little closer than I am. And then Josh, yeah, here we are. You know, we do those Zoom calls, we feel like we're all the Brady Bunch family because we're all looking at each other around, and now we're like looking next to each other.
The Brady, I looked the wrong way. There we go. The Brady Bunch.
So fun. What do you think, Ashley? Is this I mean, we feel connected, right? We're connected. We're doing these live broadcasts and we're enjoying our clientele along the way, navigating and pivoting along with them. What has your experience been so far?
It's been, you know, interesting. We've all had to learn and figure out new ways to do things. I miss the studio dearly, but it's fun to try all these new ways of, you know, interacting with viewers and at home.
Josh, should you please show us a beautiful picture of our studios? Let's just let's show some of these capabilities, because we are experimenting with some new streaming software that we're we're working on. But this has been my favorite so far. I really like the lower thirds below that we have. Sarah Strackhouse News has the question about lighting. Do you need a ring light, or are there other lighting options? Yes, there are so many lighting options. I actually sometimes will steer away from the ring lights because it can almost have too much of a harsh effect. So as we kind of go down this journey today, I'll show you some different lighting options here. I am going very bold within this broadcast, and I am showing off the window behind me. Now, this is something that my dad, who's a former broadcaster with Fox 4, retired after 25 years in news, he is always obsessed with the shots. Former TV guy, right? So we always, within our studios, always play off of the perfect lighting mixed with the windows in the background because he loves that shot. And so how could we achieve this at home? So I am trying to see if this works, and even to have some of those lights showing through my window. He even says that's cool. That's like technology in the background, but I kind of feel bad for my neighbors. If they come out of their house, we're going to see them. I know in our studios, we'll have people in the hallways and so on and so forth, which is always fun. But yeah, so every live interview that we're doing right now, we're going to kind of play around with our shots as well. So I think we should, yeah, go ahead, Josh.
I was going to say that actually is a good segue because that's one of the things that if you're live broadcasting from outside of your window, that could involve real estate and some of the things that you're doing, and it may be a problem for future people as they move into their houses. But watch out if you live on Sarah Crowley's block. There could be a live stream at any given second.
You could be famous. Yes. Hi, Kimberly. It's so great to have you with us.
Yes, thank you.
So welcome. What have you been up to lately? Let's catch up with Community Cocktails with Kimberly. Any special drinks that you've been concocting? Any special real estate tours? What's happening in your world?
So we just did our last episode, which aired on Wednesday. And because the gyms are closed and everyone is in a rut trying to stay healthy and fit, we did an exercise segment with my personal trainer. I've been with Freddie for 16 years, and we did different exercises. And it didn't matter if you don't have free weights. We showed you how you could grab water bottles and use those as weights, or cans, food out of your pantry and make those weights. And so great exercises that we showed higher impact and a low impact version. And you can do them from your home. You can do them outside, whatever you feel like doing.
Kimberly, I love that. That really motivates me because working from home and just being back to back meetings and so on and so forth, it's something that I was used to was, running back and forth in the studios, and I got my steps in, but I have not been as active working from home. Shocker. But I will be catching up with you this weekend then, and I'm going to be watching that episode and using what I have at home to stay active, because I can tell a difference. Like I just, don't have the energy that I used to. I'm drinking coffee all day, but I'm just not as active. There's a certain amount of energy that you feel when you're doing some simple exercises. And so thank you so much for that episode. I'm excited to check it out. And then, I have had a little bit of a form of exercise here, cleaning my house, but do you have some cleaning tips that you were sharing with us earlier? Some cleaning your house tips?
How aggressively are you cleaning your house? You may be doing something wrong.
Listen, in between meetings, okay, I am obsessed with vacuuming. I don't know what it is, but I'm just like racing back and forth, like, racing back and forth to grab my cup of coffee. Let's be honest with you here. Yeah. But then I'll see something, and it's something I'm not used to because working family, Caleb when going to school and Nick and I in between, work, like we weren't home only on the weekends, right? It's like really ships in the night as a family. And so we would have, a cleaning service that we invested in to, help us clean our house, which is, such a delight to have. But, during this shelter in place time, they're not able to come. So here we are, we're cleaning obsessively. But Kimberly, I'd love to hear any tips that you have for us.
So obviously my kitchen is a 24-hour running kitchen. I've got 3 boys at home. I say 3 because, the oldest is my husband. And they cook every meal. I have a little inspiring chef that loves to cook But with that comes a dirty kitchen and a very, very dirty grill top. And so we had olive oil that got caked on, and that was my fault. Had a little olive oil explosion, and I could not get it out of the off the grill and all that. And so I Googled some different things and made a baking soda paste, and that worked perfect. So all those expensive grease cleaners that you buy, none of them worked. Baking soda. So that is my one thing. I use a lot of, bleach and water. I scrubbed a outdoor rug for 2 hours. I would never have done this in my life. I probably would have just bought one, but I took vinegar, water, and a little bit of bleach and got all the pollen stains, the mold stains out of this outdoor rug. Looks great.
And perfect, because it's spring, and that is where everybody's trying to do the spring cleaning. And especially, looking across the street with my neighbors, and they're constantly mowing their lawn. We were power washing, and I need to get at the rugs outside because everything collects with those doormats. And you said that you spent 2 hours. What products were you using?
One of those outdoor living rugs. So it was a really big rug. Okay. Couch and all that outside, around it. And
a little outdoor room, right?
Yes. And so it was very dirty and it needed some help. But now it looks great.
You're going to need to share some pictures with us. So you're spending some more time. Tell me about the family life. So you have the kids cooking all the time. That is awesome. What are some of the top recipes that they've been trying?
Let's see. My little one loves to experiment. And so he did a fantastic strawberry shortcake for Easter. It was so good that they ate it for breakfast the next day.
Okay, we're going to need the recipe, seriously. I've never, in the last episode we did here, because Rachel Gaffney, with Rachel Gaffney's Real Ireland, we interviewed her, what she's going to be up to, and she's going to be making a lemon cake. And I confess, I have not made a cake ever. I guess I've made cupcakes, if that doesn't count. Okay. But I would love that strawberry shortcake recipe. And now I'm just going to learn, and I'm going to prove to you guys that I can actually bake. But I mean, that sounds delightful.
It was so simple, rich, because it was cream and strawberries, and I probably gained about 50 pounds just eating one slice.
Well, you're working it off because you got those at-home workout tips now and cleaning. I mean, one-stop shop with Kimberly.
I know. I am obsessed. I mean, I probably work out, at least one, sometimes two times a day because I'm just bored. I mean, I'll go on a walk too because I've got a great park at my house, and so I go walk there, and it's really pretty and lots of nature, and so it just allows me to think.
The great outdoors and the great studios. Josh was just showing us a beautiful picture of your studio. Oh, we need to go back to that shot.
So, no, but that's, just trying to do things differently, and, just doing a lot of videos.
You are. Tell us about the videos.
So I'm doing, even in my industry, I'm doing a lot of videos, a lot of walkthrough videos, because some people are just, they're not comfortable going in a home right now, but they still are interested. This is obviously a perfect time for people to get their houses ready. They have a lot of time. So they can merge through their things. The donation facilities are loving their donations. So, it's a great time to drop them off. They're open, Goodwill, all the different entities are open, taking donations. And people, so when things are, turned, which it looks like, we're on that road to reopening after today's speech from Governor Abbott, they'll be ready to full force. But so I do a lot of walkthrough videos. Which
So tell me about walkthrough. You're walking through the houses to show the potential buyers?
I am. I'm walking through the houses to show and give a tour. I'll do I do them on, I do a Facebook Live. It's on YouTube.
Fantastic.
And so they can look at those. And if they're interested and are like, hey, I really like a more in-depth, maybe, because I'm not opening pantries and walking in the pantry or any of that. But if they want a more in-depth where we're opening closets and opening drawers, or someone's really hot button is a garage, and we do a little more in-depth, kind of video.
This sounds very important to the industry. I'm sure that this is something that actually isn't too new. If you have any out-of-town clientele, is that something that you were familiar with previously?
Yeah, it's actually, I have been doing walkthrough videos for my clients that were out of town, especially, when we had the time of the industry where things were on the market today and gone tomorrow. I had buyers, looking at homes and, doing, making their decisions via video.
Wow.
They didn't have time to, fly out here and,
exactly.
By the time they flew out here, the house was gone. And so that's nothing new. And the new thing right now, I think people are just, a little, they're just taking a little bit of a back seat. But I do see a lot of views on all the associated websites for real estate. People, there's a lot of people looking out there. They're spending time looking. And I think that's an industry right now. People are kind of window shopping. They're window shopping. They're marking their favorites. And then once things get a little bit, which I think over the next few weeks, we'll see things gradually coming back in, and people will be ready to, make that move. Like I said, I think, I have some clients that are, are things going on the market, and I have a lot of clients that are just kind of waiting until this because they just don't want people in their home right now. So
I think this is so fascinating. Kimberly, think about this too. And I'm sure you're getting contacted continually over this. People are spending so much time at home. They're realizing I need to invest more time at home and I need to have my dream house.
That's my prediction, is that everyone is going to be so tired of their spaces. They're going to be like, I need an office.
That is hands down. Everybody wants an office. Why not? If you're working from home, or, and industries are shifting too. So I think that there will be a prediction of, some team members that would have the availability to work from home more often, because now companies are figuring it out. Maybe less of a need for the office space and more of the home office space, or just to have that option.
Oh yeah. I definitely think for a business, it's a lesser overhead for them. Having to rent, a building out for an office, and now that you can do, you do video conferencing, and so everyone can still have their meetings. You don't necessarily have to be in, face to face with that person. It is nice. I love, I would say in my industry, listing a home, I need to walk through the house.
The smells, all that. Yeah. But that's coming, right? So to give them that sneak peek will save everyone time. Think about that. You could have the top picks, Kimberly zipping through the house for you. I love those little tips that you're showing on the lower thirds, Josh and Ashley. That's really cool that you guys are producing this. But yeah, that is just really, really neat. Well, I applaud you. You are definitely just our real estate expert that we love to come back to. So we want to catch up with you next week if you'll have us.
We'll have some great news. Like I said, I think we're just going to continue to see things getting better and better as things start to reopen. So
love it. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Ashley, Josh, what have I missed here? I know I've been conducting this interview. I get so excited when I see Kimberly. I'm like, I see you so
and she has some great information. Virtual tours. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So cool that they're doing that now.
I think that it's something where, like, when we were house shopping, we were just zipping through houses, and there was so much that we didn't think to look at, that you're like kind of in that mindset. You're listening to an agent, but you're also like kind of in that headspace. But it's like you have your undivided attention. You can sip your coffee. Kimberly handles the rest for you. And she's looking at every nook and cranny of the house, the most important parts that perhaps a couple shopping, boots on the ground, wouldn't think of, that she can bring to attention. So that's so fun, guys. This is awesome.
It is fun.
Well, Josh, great job.
I've been trying to bounce around to get all of this stuff done, and I think I've done a fairly decent job this time. Getting better and better every time I do it. Finding the right little lower thirds to play, and trying to find the background. We're gonna get some better overlays here. It'll always be a step in the right direction.
Yes. Well, when we come back, hopefully we will get a hold of our next guest, CEO of Real News PR, Jeff Crilly. I'm going to tease that segment because I know, though, he's in the middle of his 3-show-a-day marathon. Yes, he's producing 3 shows a day on the Jeff Crilly Show. We hope he will make some time for us. And if not, we do have a surprise caller, and perhaps even Brian Glenn coming on the show here in just a little bit. We'll see you guys back here live with the at-home edition with Real News Communications Network.